All right. Exciting. Do you do full name or just first name in the introduction?
You mean the players or?
No, ours. Well, our full names are on there. But
Yeah, I think.
might as well say it since like.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's how they would do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Full Saikouisen introduction.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm very stressed.
You are. This is supposed to be the non-stress
I know.
period. It's okay. We'll be good.
Slowly.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are back with coverage for the AMOS Festival 2025 in Las Vegas. So yeah, on day one today we have the Mahjong Stars CUP. Previously, games 1 and 2 were covered by Matthew as well. I will be the MC for now. My name is Adriel Ordonez from Saikouisen, Nihon Pro Mahjong Kyokai, US Hombu, and as you've already met,
So I'm Matthew, and thanks for everyone who returned to watch games 3 and 4, and new audience.
yeah, we're excited to be on the EN broadcast this time, providing English coverage for the second half of the day. Yeah, so let's go back and kind of touch up and introduce the tournament. So yeah, today with the Mahjong Stars CUP, the grand prize will be a $2,000 cash prize from Mahjong Stars, and the total prize pools, including cash and vouchers, is going to total over $10,000. So there are a lot of things at stake here, and a lot of motivated players out here doing their best today. And also, we want to thank AMOS, who are very committed about global reach around the world for spreading Mahjong, and this is shown with AMOS numbers, which they just came out with, the tile set that actually shows the numbers, which we've heard a lot of good feedback about around the community. So yeah, very thankful for that. And yeah, next let's explain the rules. So to touch back up, the rules are there will be 4 games with M-League style rules, and they are 50-minute plus 0, so there will not be an extra hand once the time expires. All right, great. Yeah, so game 3 will begin shortly. They're currently doing announcements. We do have a little bit of info from some of the players that we will be streaming today. One of them is a fellow pro from Saikouisen USA Hombu, the headquarters here. We will have Luke from Rochester, New York. He also runs a club out of his business, Hammer Girl Anime Mahjong. And he started with a culture club in the 90s, around the same time that Akagi came out. Yeah, and his favorite Yaku is Richi. He says, just throw the stick in and, get out there and start fighting. So yeah, he had been, it had been a long-term goal for him to become a pro. So he wrote that, he's able to fulfill that 20-year goal of becoming a pro. So that's very...
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible.
And honestly, during this time, I think Luke made a huge amount of contribution in making the game of Mahjong more popular in America. He did a lot of like workshop. He developed his own like tutorial and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot, and I know he, like you're saying, tutorials, and also he's making kind of like online types of things for scoring,
Yeah.
and also Chinitsu, things like that to learn. So looks like we might be starting soon, but yeah, we will continue to talk about some of the players until the hand actually starts. We will also have Edwin on the table. He is from Seattle. He also runs the American Riichi Mahjong League, which is an online style league which is able to reach a lot of players that do not necessarily have immediate access to play in person. So really big reach that he's been able to do for us here in the US.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see how this game plays out with many experienced player
Yeah.
on the table.
And lastly to mention, we have Isabella, who is a representative at the Ryosen. So yeah, we will be getting into the game here.
Yep.
Our starting dealer will be Isabella.
Edwin having a decent hand here, looking at the 6-7-8 Sanshoku and Tanyao.
Yeah, just for my refresher, the Dora is Ipin as well. It's not the indicator.
That's
Okay.
right.
Great. Yeah, looks like a Honitsu possibly brewing there for Tingkai. When we look at Edwin here, with that
No, 7
Tanya
pairs.
very
Yeah, it's,
Tanchi Toy possibly going vertical there. Isabella also with pretty decently strong blocks. Might not be able to call though, because not necessarily a clear path to Tanyao. Luke with not the easiest blocks, but we'll see how that develops.
So quite interestingly here, Isabella cutting the door without much hesitation. And Edwin seemingly going.
Well, that's a great fill there for Tingkai. So now with one of the difficult shapes filled, only that 7-9 mon really stopping the Tanyao. See how Edwin continues to develop with the Tanyao as well. A lot of sumo-giris for now.
Yeah, I think here Edwin's still looking. Oh, right now Tingkai actually has a really good draw. You know, drawing anything from 4 to 8 will lead to Tenpai from that shape.
Yeah, we'll likely be ending up on that Kanchan.
The door
Now
here.
Edwin drawing the Dora, yeah.
Actually moving back to Chitoi here, but Tingkai is the first one to get to reach. It actually is quite surprising considering the starting hand was not super thrilling.
Yeah.
And
See,
he's looking for
will
an
break.
improvement here.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think that's kind of a moment you like to fight, especially with, would you consider the Dora at all for like overall value of
Yeah, I
hands?
think the door being the one pin makes it really hard to see any huge increase in the point value of this hand.
Yeah.
And also, personally, I would have probably reached it there, considering 8 mon was not a bad weight at all.
Ooh, great
But
improvements
it'll
for
be
Luke
interesting to
able
see, yeah, how Tenkai's hand will end up.
Yeah, so Luke's hand did get a great amount of development since I was last noticing it.
You know, you're finally drawing the one pin, which gets strengthened by the
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 block there.
We'll have a lot of draws in the Pinzu that can get that Tenpai. Now Isabella having the option to move towards Tanya, but it's also a little bit. It's starting to get pretty late in the hand.
Yeah, I think she realizes that this speed is probably not coming together.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
So prioritizing shape here, quite interesting.
Yeah.
I think another option if you want to go greedy was also to discard the 6-0.
Yeah.
Because as a floating tile, being blocked by the 5 and 7 on the side makes it a little bit hard to seek improvements on that side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a way to use that 1-3 the Kanchan while 4-pin is your pair, but
yeah,
maybe getting too late to be that greedy and kind of taking bad shapes like that. So.
Isabella's hand actually slowly coming together this late in the game.
Ooh, that's.
Edwin still not connecting on the chi toy here.
Edwin very committed to that chi toy at this point.
Tingkai, Foreman has already been cut by himself, but cutting the 6-0 here is also an option. Yeah, that seems the most natural, but facing potential 40-10 in the future.
Yeah, will we see Akatanki?
Yeah, that
is an option. Is a way to use that eventually.
Yeah. We'll see. It's hard to say. I think for Tingkai right now, drawing the 5-pin would be what he really wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely surprising. I was definitely expecting for there to be more speed in this hand overall, seeing how people started out row 1, but ended up getting slowed a lot. Ishan 10 there.
Really wide Ishan 10.
Mm-hmm. We have Tingkai here thinking.
That hurts drawing the door a second time. Cutting the 1-pin early just now. Yeah, but there's no way to use it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably the path that needed to be taken was that 6-0 pretty early.
Yeah, so Isabella actually connecting finally with the Ricci.
Yeah, it will be the 3-sided weight, 3-5-6, so.
I think I definitely wants to fight for now. We'll see. 1-1.
We'll start with 4-pin.
Isabella,
Ooh, the Ipatsumo.
This is 6,000 all at least.
Ipatsumo Mentan Pindora, and no flip, but as you said, it'd be the 3,000, 6,000, or excuse me, she's dealer 6,000 all.
Wow, a great start for Isabella.
And not a very bad way to start.
Wow. In the end, coming together very late in the game.
And we will be heading now into the piece 1, repeat 1. The door is Hatsu, Green Dragon. Lots of G-high here to start with for Isabella, but some pretty good middle tiles to work with.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes for now. Other looking pretty strong with a lot of double side shape. Actually, Tinkai's even better.
Yeah, that will be Ishan 10 for Tingkai there. See if anyone's going to be able to match that speed.
Tingkai can really get the Tenpai anytime soon.
Yeah, offshore the 4-mon over the 7-pin for a floater.
Yeah, here it's actually pretty difficult to decide which one is better. You have the red 5 acceptance from the 4-man, but then he
Oh,
actually
wow,
made the
there it
right
is.
choice.
Yeah. He's probably going to be discarding a pair here.
So the problem is which one. But either one doesn't make too big of a difference.
Usually in a decision like that, you just pick whichever is giving you...
Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow.
He actually cut one of the
Actually
double-sided.
taking the path that would leave you in Totsu a lot of times, right?
Yeah, that was quite an interesting choice. We'll see how that works out.
You think there might have been any particular reason?
Yeah, at this point, it's hard to say. Well, in the end, that worked out for him to take the 3-sided just now instead of the Pinhu go moving forward. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, one of the things that's a little rough about the Intotsu weight is that you are assuming a lot of your own weights.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if anyone's able to find a Mawashi or a way to fight this hand. Yeah, this hand.
6-9 pin looking very strong, I believe. 6 still in the wall, I think.
Oh, it will be the sumo on the 9th pin. Big sumo. The 500, 1,600, 1,100.
So a fairly interesting decision there to go with the 1-4 pin 9-man on the 3-sided rather than double-sided that guarantees Pinhu. So quite an interesting choice by Tingkai there, but that worked out in his favor.
I was initially thinking the final weight was in Totsu, but I realized it was the 4 pin that completed that.
Yeah.
The Rhiannon, but yeah, I wonder if maybe the upper Sozo was cut maybe a couple times, so maybe thinking that was out already. They didn't want to rely on that. But yeah, now as we move into East 2, the Dora will be the Chun Red Dragon. Isabella's still having a commanding lead, obviously, after that.
Yep.
Oyahane, very strong.
If Isabella can keep her lead.
Yeah, do you have any particular way you like to play from if you were like Isabella's position?
Yeah.
Kind of having a strong early lead?
I think right now it's still too early to say. Anything can happen still at this point in the game. Even though there's a time limit, so I'd say like before South round, for example, you might play just a little bit more conservative, but not really a huge change in your playing style.
I see. Yeah. Really does become an interesting discussion of how much you want to call the speed of your hand, but you are losing that kind of safety in doing so.
As well as your completing repair actually
we'll move
makes
into
it much
Ishan
better.
10. 8, so Kanchan Phil would be really great to be on that Sanmenchan final weight.
Tingkai actually
Ishan 10.
having really good shape, so he might be able to catch up to Isabella's speed here.
Yeah. Yeah, and also with the 3-4 so in hand, it's pretty comfortable for Isabella to push a lot of the time if she would have to chase.
Sure. Actually moving to Tenpai. Actually not taking the con 4 pin Tenpai is reasonable, but another option to consider is to cut the 3 pin because you're not taking that shape either way, so you can save, for example, the 7 so. But then once again it worked out really well for him with this.
Be the N Nobutan way on 5-8 pin.
And South is his wind, I believe.
Yes.
And so this can be really strong, starting at 3,200. Oh, this gets upgraded infinitely, actually. I can't hear. It's incredibly strong.
No Rinshan, but his hand will be very valuable.
Yeah, Zimoing would give at least Mangan. Oh no. Well, this draw really hurts after cutting this 5-man, but then he's playing it safe.
Yeah, it's rough to have that tune in hand. We'll see. Isabella also not really willing to push that Tuso either.
Yeah, so this might be the game that Tingkai will win eventually. 5-8 pin still very strong, I believe.
Yeah, I think so as well.
So back to Ishanten here. But really, there's not much value to push for this hand. Tenpai.
Wow.
There's Sanko here as well, and as well, she's not dealer at this point, and she's first place, but then pushing the Dora.
Chase.
That was a great push, I believe.
Yeah.
Although the weight is not looking so good for Isabella.
Yeah, you would assume Tuso is good, kind of holding 3-4-so in your hand.
Yeah, I believe there's only one of the Tusos left.
I think so, yes. Because it's held here by Edwin, one of them.
Yep. We'll see who gets to it first, but Tingkai, I think, is having an overwhelming advantage there.
Aka 5-pin and a will deal in.
Really hurts here.
Yeah.
8,000.
No Ura flip, but yeah, it will be a direct Mangan to what was the first place player.
Wow, that's huge. Actually, this closes the gap.
Yeah, Isabella will still retain barely, but yeah, like you said, it's really shaking it up here now as we move into East 3.
Yeah, I think just now the decision to reach obviously in itself has, it's not wrong, but it's definitely at risk that you'll bear against, especially someone who has conned his own win that basically guarantees Mangan in most cases.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Isabella didn't draw the red 5 instead of normal 5, the hand would have been just 4,500 points, but still, this is a huge risk when you're having a weak weight on your end.
Yeah. As we move into game 3 out of 4 of the day, there's probably a lot of players who are playing to their overall condition as well, so
yeah,
a lot of decisions, are very hard. They will be looking to what is best for their entire day. But yeah, as we are moving in now in East 3, East is our Dora. Tingkai, pretty decent speed again. Does have 3 pairs.
Yeah, trying to figure out how to get rid of these 3 pairs, I think. 8-mon is an interesting choice. It's discarded once, but
yeah, I think it's just trying to find another block, so you would pick the middlemost pair. That's the only one that's not a terminal pair.
Yeah.
Hopefully able to use it as a Kutsuki tile.
Isabella actually having Dora that I just noticed. We'll see how that goes. That East definitely doesn't come out that readily.
Yeah, Isabella with a lot of Honitsu and Sozu blocks for that Honitsu to see how that hand will develop.
Tingkai trying to figure out if the 8-mon, is the best. And in fact, if you draw anything that's not the 9-so, but on the Sozu side, still you'll be in Tenpai.
Yeah. We see the Kanchan fill for Isabella. We'll move her into Ishanten. 10.
Just looking increasingly like Tingkai is gonna get there first.
Yeah, Luke does have another of those east tiles, so we'll see how much longer that tile will be held. Probably right here is where it comes out. Will be the call from Isabella.
Revealing the bomb in her hand.
Now waiting on Con Formon. Yeah, so Isabella very much wanting to re-cement her lead in first place.
Tingkai has very, very wide acceptance in the ski shanten, but we'll see how that works out. Still, a Steeler having such a shape, you really want to fight until the end.
Yeah.
Edwin here actually now seeing the 789 Sanshoku, but still compared to the other players, the speed might be a problem here.
Yeah, it is a little rough with none of those being completed yet. Luke also being able to pwn into Tenpai. Oh, great upgrade for Isabella. Now on the Rionman 4-7 mon wait.
Yeah, but now after cutting the 3 mon from his hand, from her hand, it does make other players potentially more aware of the potential 4-7 mon wait.
Yeah. But Tingkai gets the Tenpai and will Riichi. Will be the Richinomi.
We'll see how this goes for Tingkai.
Yeah, Luke will maintain Ishan 10. Losing a bit of acceptance, will not be able to pwn into Tenpai.
I think right now the weights are evenly matched, or at least about evenly matched.
Yeah. Edwin finally able to fill one of these shapes, but a little too late.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna push with this hand. It's too late.
Another one of the Formon. Yeah, Luke just assuming a lot of Isabella's weight. It's starting to feel a little bit like it's more likely that Tingkai will either win this hand or we will go to Ryokyoku.
We'll see if the 4-7 mon eventually does get drawn by Tingkai. Or if he can complete his Tsumo.
Oh, but it will be the Sumo from Isabella. That was the only 7 mon left on the wall, and I don't know how many 4 mon there were. There's only 1 or 2 as well. So yeah, that will be the 2,000, 4,000 Sumo from Isabella, re-cementing her lead.
Nice.
Yeah, it picks up Tinkai's Riichi stick as well. So that is a 9,000 point swing just between those two players. Or 10,000, excuse me. Yeah, we will be moving into East 4. Door 9 so.
Oh, Isabella probably looking for Kokshi for now, but then it's very far away from it.
Yeah. Would you have preferred a cut from one of the other suits just to hedge that Manzu Honitu as well?
Yeah, it's an option, but yeah, I think for me it's usually what I do. Like you try to do one of the suits that you have less tiles first, but then I think Isabella here just going straight for that Kokshi without thinking about other things. So Tingkai very, very fast completing 3 Menzes already.
Yeah, Luke's hand's not too bad as well.
Isabella has 10 without any
doubles.
doubles. Yeah, so that might be something.
Just maybe. Yeah. We will see how much that will fare against the two Tanyao callable hands. Yeah. Edwin as well moving towards this Tanyao.
Oh, Tingkai really connecting here.
Mhm.
Really wants to draw the red 5 so right now. Oh, 11 types with
Wow.
no doubles.
Wow. It's 11 types versus 3 Tanyao hands. This hand is overblocked here. 6 blocks.
But then Tingkai here drawing the Dora, still completing the Ricci.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be interesting to see how Isabella navigates this situation, having 11 types
Yeah.
with no doubles.
Really rough.
Actually, 12 types with no
Wow.
doubles! Oh my god, we're Ishanten from Kokshi 13面待ち.
Wow. That's really, I mean, the position's so rough because if you're fighting directly the person who's second.
Oh my god, wait a second. Oh no!
Yeah, but
We're
that dream will
so
be shattered.
close to seeing Kokshi 13面.
That's Mahjong.
Yeah, Tingkai actually here not just winning the 8,000 points, that's huge in itself, but also potentially dodging an entire nuke there.
Yeah, the table doesn't know it, but they will retroactively breathe a sigh of relief. So yeah, that will put Luke in a pretty rough position. We'll have the all last dealer as long as time doesn't come to completion. But yeah, as we're moving now into South 1, Pei is our Dora, North.
Yeah, I think now it's Luke's turn to try to shoot for that Kokshi with his starting hand.
Yeah, just about a little over 8,000 point difference between Isabella and Tingkai.
Tingkai still going very strong, I think, with this hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think Luke has much of an option with that hand other than Kokshi.
Yeah, right now it's really more of a race between Isabella and Tingkai. Tingkai really, with each of these hands, slowly catching up to Isabella.
Hmm. Wow, back-to-back great fills for Isabella. Drew that 3-mon Penchan, and now the 3 so to complete that Kanchan.
Yeah, Isabella right now really doesn't need too much value. Obviously, if somehow she can slide
Mm-hmm.
to get that Sanshoku, that would be ideal, but still just need to stall the game out
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Now a Rion Khan for Isabella, 579 mon. 7 mon was previously discarded by Edwin. We'll continue with the 8 mon. Has that San Menchan in the Monzu shape.
Luke now heading towards the half flush situation, but then having cut the 8-bin by himself already can make it tricky.
Yeah. Feels really rough to kind of backpedal there.
Yeah.
Edwin, notably, also playing 6 blocks here.
Yeah, so having cut the 7-mon early kind of backfired a little bit for him.
Likely to see that 1-so pair cut as long as Anko does not form. Just about right here.
Yep.
Be the 1-so. Ishan 10 for Edwin. Yeah, and the 8-pin would be so good right there for Luke, but unfortunately was cut turn 1.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, right now.
Drawing 8, so still it's not entirely useful here. Really, what Edwin wants to slide to is the 4-5-6 Sanshoku, but then
Seems pretty difficult of a slide though, but yeah.
Now we'll see.
Oh, just draw it back. There's the 8-pin.
Tingkai actually moving his hand more and more to the left. I think someone in the comments said it. Luckily, he reset it before pushing the 2-so out of the screen. Yeah, Luke, really, actually, this points are coming together, but then Isabella hits it.
Oh, here it is. It will be the Suji trap here for Isabella.
Yeah,
see how much everyone believes in Riichi Suji.
Yeah, being the Riichi decorations, probably unlikely. Then Tingkai Ching here, aiming for the Tanyao and also just cancelling out the Ipatsu for now.
Yeah, do you think we're more likely to see that just be Ipatsu break into fold?
Yeah, it can be, but also Tingkai has, if he wants to fight this hand, he has the Tanyao route, but also just getting into Tenpai and trying to stall it out until the end of the game can be another strategy. After a 4-so draw, probably east-east, yeah.
Yeah, is a way for that Tanyao, but does seem pretty difficult to do.
8-mon actually still... Actually, no, only one though?
I think only one left.
Yeah.
We will see Edwin break his hand as well.
Luke actually now being in Kutsuki Shanten with this half-flush hand. Let's see if it comes to fruition.
Yeah, and I don't think that 8-pin's going to be a problem.
Yeah, for now.
Oh, here's another Ishan 10 for Edwin.
Actually now...
But yes, that will deal in. I cannot quite see the Uradora, but...
Yeah, I think there's none. But yeah, I think just
now
now
it's just a
Edwin did end up getting Suji trapped. He had the safer option of discarding the red 5-mon to continue his offense, but decided to grade it out and played into Isabella's Suji trap.
Yeah, will be 2,000 points. And we will repeat South 1, repeat 1. The door is the 1-so. Pretty good speed for Isabella. Can't complain. Completed Mensu, Haku pair.
Yeah, it'll be ideal for Isabella if she can keep repeating the dealer ship until the end. So,
yeah,
until the end of the game.
It's a pretty good way to keep your lead, keep winning. And yeah, just keeps drawing around the rest of her tiles. See if anyone's going to Tingkai it. Yeah, probably will have a good chance to fight.
Yep. Isabella is still drawing very strong so far. I haven't the
just
ideal
continues
shape.
to reinforce all of those
Oh,
blocks.
the white
We'll
comes
see
out.
if the call occurs. Will be Depone. Yeah, makes a cut so that she can also maintain Pone 10 while also keeping that Class A Rionman, the 2-3 pin. So very strong shapes. Yeah, and I don't particularly think we're going to have anyone who's going to be able to match this speed.
Yeah, we'll see if Edwin does something after completing the Anko on the 9-man.
Mhm.
But then Luke here drawing the double acceptance of so-and-so, leading to the Chi. And now I think there's almost no way Isabella doesn't win this hand.
Yeah.
Luke's 9-pin looking very ready to come out.
Yeah, 9-pin just cannot be used by, well, can be used by Tingkai, but I mean, unlikely to
Yeah, but the
actually
9-pin
finally be.
here.
Yeah, will come out. Will only be the Haku, but 1800, and we will repeat once again.
So having the time limit rule, even if you keep winning 1500, if you can stall it until the end of the game, that can be a valid strategy as well.
Yeah. Yep. As long as you don't eat a Baimon Oyakabari, it's all good keeping your dealer.
Yep.
Yeah, so this will be South 1 repeat 2 once again. Once so is the Dora.
Just now it's also announced there are 15 minutes left for this Hanchan.
Edwin with pretty good shapes has the E2 draws as well. Tingkai finally having a slower hand, but will be able to pull in that Shaw west. Yeah, should have mentioned also that Isabella having a Yakuhai pair as well, so option to go fast once again. This will be the Ishan 10 here for Edwin.
Luke trying to fight back with the remaining time can be quite tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely becomes interesting of like what you should do if you aren't expecting a dealership anymore.
Yeah. So basically being in the north seat and being behind can be quite rough to navigate when you're playing with a time limit.
Yeah. So yeah, Edwin really wanted that Aka 5-so acceptance. Had cut a little bit away from efficiency in order to incorporate it, but that's what you got to do kind of in this position.
Yeah. The potential time out here.
Mm-hmm.
That one is in Tenpai, but then I think here cutting one pin is the natural way of going at it.
Mm.
Door.
Yeah, Tingkai now waiting to call that Shaw and have at least 3 on hand.
So Edwin here drawing either the 5-pin, 9-pin for the Itsu, or anything around the red 5, so would be ideal.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke not getting too much development on this hand. It was an interesting position. Probably Pinzu, just
Yeah,
you're
I
just
think the 5-pin,
going ideally for
7-pin
your callability and
probably, yeah.
maximize your pairs at this point.
6-mon definitely not something you want to draw.
Yeah. Yeah, just waiting to see where these West wins are.
Yeah, it's still pretty deep in the
Ooh,
wall. So
Isabella will
really
keep
going
this pair.
for the 7 pairs. Ishan pin here.
Mhm.
Quite a bold choice actually to discard
Yeah.
the 6-0 over the 7 pin.
You know, I kind of like that play style of like that idea for positional play. Like Chitoi is one of the most safe ways to, you know, continue a balance of push and fold.
Yeah, I mean, although it wasn't entirely clear how good the 7 pin is compared to the 6-0. And so I was thinking the is actually a huge risk. And Tingkai,
A little bit of a stronger Ishan 10.
yeah, cutting it south would put him in a more risky position, but that's something he has to do for now.
Yeah, especially with that Dora pair, just should maximize any acceptance.
The West finally coming out.
And we see the pwn here
Quite
from
deep
Tingkai.
in the wall, going for the Shampong.
Yep, will be the Shampong. 1-4-so.
Luke also just now refusing to go into Tenpai, but instead trying to shoot for the Tanyao here. Edwin finally gets his draw. It's a Rishi here, most likely.
Yeah. That will be the Ricci from Edwin, waiting on 4-7-so. Ricci Pin Fudora.
Neumann is Genbitsu, but we'll see how far Tingkai pushes on this hand. I think they're having issues figuring out the
Number of Homba.
yeah, the number of Homba.
Yeah, Isabella in a relatively safe position now. Now has that 4 Mon Anko to fold with.
Yeah, I would say that if Edwin Zumos here, it still works in Isabella's favor.
Still has that Chitoi to Mawashi with as well.
Yep. Finally drawing a dangerous tile, I believe. Well, now let's see how far Tingkai pushes his hand. His hand does have value, but the weight is not good enough.
Yeah. I think this is probably a position where you'd be pushing because
Yeah.
Oka is so important. The first player bonus.
Yeah, I think here.
Oh, and this is a Tenpai here for Luke.
So Luke
Would be on the 5-8, so we'll have to cut this 5-pin Dora. I do not believe 8-pin is cleared, so it will only be half Tsuji. We'll do so, we'll chase.
That's a great Richi by Luke. If you give up on this hand, really, there's not
Yeah.
much hope left with
Not
10
many-
minutes left.
Yeah, not many other chances to fight.
Isabella actually also getting to Tenpai. That's really impressive. In the end, waiting on the 7, so not exactly an ideal wait, but it is what it is.
Yeah, notably that 7-so is Edwin's weight. So we'll see. Oh, but wow, what foresight by Isabella to go this Chitoi. Was able to safely Mawashi with it.
Yeah, it's a miraculous win, really.
Yeah, and that 7-so was
Here.
Edwin's weight as well. So it will be the
Incredible.
Chitoi Sumo.
Yeah,
of
the 800
Isabella.
all here, or I think it becomes 1,000 all with the dealer repeat, is huge now. It makes it super hard for Tingkai to really try to shoot for that first place now.
Yeah, that was great. Wow. What flow from Isabella. Love to see it.
Yeah. Really rough for Edwin on the same weight with a really good hand also.
Yeah. Then they ended up being in the wall as well, but just not going to Edwin. So will be repeat 3, Southwind repeat 3. The Dora is 8, so I believe there should not be any Ricci sticks
Yeah.
on the table.
So Isabella again with the Dora, but the 8 so is slightly hard to use.
Edwin would likely be Sozuhini-2, or a lot of blocks in it at least. It's going to be interesting for Luke with the Haku pair. Doesn't really want to call anymore in this position. Only going to be probably a couple hands left. Yeah, and Tingkai really strong in the Pinzu, possibly E2. Lots of good strong blocks as well for Isabella. Yeah, I wonder how if Edwin would just like to call cheap just to have a dealership even. Like, how would you make this decision here?
Yeah, it's kind of like a rough decision here. You want to go for value, but again, you're not exactly guaranteed a dealer turn at this point. If Isabella wins an extra hand here, the game might just end in South 1.
Yeah, we just had our 5-minute warning call. So I want to see how Edwin plays this if the Hatsu does come out.
So I'm guessing the next hand will be the last hand for this table.
Yeah.
Isabella actually having an insane hand once again.
I think Tingkai is Ishan 10, I believe, with searching for a pair, but a lot of tiles in the Pinzu will be able to fulfill that. Edwin playing 6 blocks.
You're trying to decide if the 1 4 so is better than the 6 9 pin or the 1 4 pin.
Yeah. We'll keep on looking for that pair in the Pinzu.
Yeah. So if Isabella draws 2 Tenpai, it's again another hit and bomb waiting.
It might be the wrong decision. It looks like the 9 pin came out once again. 9 pin pretty much dead.
Yeah, but here there's the Kutsuki Shanten once again.
Yeah.
With the Itsu on the table.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku possibility for Tingkai. Sumoing that will be able to put him in contention for first, so probably just looking for that possibility of value.
It's a really rough draw. It's really not something you want to draw right here.
Yeah, I think Sumo Giri is fine. But
interesting.
Now
Taking
cuts
the
it.
Tenpai, now basically breaking the Sanshoku chance on the 1 2 3.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of, you know, go with whatever will give you that possible chance of overtaking Isabella. But yeah, we'll instead take that Tenpai.
So Edwin actually pawning. This is really going for another game now.
Yeah, has that double acceptance on 3 pin. The Pinzu are very much contended, so we'll see if he's able to get those tiles. Isabella with another strong Ishan 10. Oh, we'll draw a Shaw. And yeah, we'll now cut that overlapping acceptance. Oh, but is the Sumo Nomi from Tingkai? And yeah, that will be 600, 800, 300, 500, 600, 800.
It's a good win, I think, by Tingkai right now. Obviously, if this is the last game, then catching up to Isabella can be slightly impractical right now, but just shooting for a little bit more score, more points is good.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of times where raw score can just actually make or break you. Oh, but we have 4 pairs starting here for Tingkai. We'll have a lot of options, really. Can be the Chitoi, can be Tanya, could just be that Yakuhai. We'll see if he will try to build enough value that could overtake Isabella. Will be difficult, for sure.
I think for Edwin, he needs to win something big in order to get to second. I think at least 6,000 all is required.
And we just had the 1 minute warning. And again, this is +0. There are no extra hands once time is called.
So again, Isabella with the draws.
Yeah, absolutely great draws.
Shape.
Yeah, it has that Ryanman shape. See, Tingkai was really wanting that, kind of hedging for that Chitoi early.
Yeah, I think here Tingkai really just wants to win whatever. And we'll see. If he manages to pull out a quick win, I think
that was time, so there will be no extra hands after this one. And we do see a call from Isabella looking to just end it. Ish on 10.
So Isabella really not at any major risks. Obviously, now as I said it, it's still entirely possible for her to get direct hit by Tinkai's 12,000, but I think the chance of that is not that high.
Yeah, great draw for Isabella. Now having that pawn into Tenpai on 3-so, 5-so, as well as filling the rest of her shapes normally.
Luke really trying to go for, well, basically anything at this point. Needs Mangan to get to get from 4th to 3rd place.
Yeah, it's been really rough for Luke here. Not really any chances to develop.
Yeah, Isabella actually here drawing the 7-so.
Yeah, it depends if 3-so or 7-so is kind of better in the board. I don't think there's really any information though.
Yes, and here in theory the widest acceptance would be to cut the 5-so, which she did. And here her goal really is to get this game over.
Yeah. So there are those routes where she will not accept the Aka 5-so, but that's not really a priority right now. The priority is, as you said, ending. And also notably 5-so was previously once cut. So acceptance is even better.
Edwin actually slowly building up value here. Also drawing the 1-pin breaks the Tanyao, but 1-pin is the Dora.
Yeah, we'll see if Edwin can get this Ipeiko on top of it. Still very unlikely to overtake Tingkai, but still possible.
Oh, here, actually a Patsumo on the 6-mon will be enough. To overtake Tingkai with the 6,000 all.
Yeah, we'll see if Edwin is able to sumo Ipeiko here.
Let's see if the 6-mon sumo happens. Oh, now really needs something of a miracle.
Yeah, I think sumo Ipeiko Aura still be good here.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone else is pretty much out. Isabella may be able to sneak in a Ryokyoku payments. But other than that, we're just waiting to see if Edwin's able to sumo. I think 3 draws left for Edwin here.
We'll see if he can pull out a miracle win.
I think there should be 1 left in the wall for the 6-mon.
6-mon. Oh, 8-mon. Still 1 more chance for Edwin. Needs to hit either the 6-mon with an Ura or the 9-mon with Ura.
And Isabella is thinking.
Edwin. Oh, now it's the Ura condition. Oh, okay.
Orador being the tune that will not do it, but Edwin getting a little bit of raw points there. Will be the Richi Pinfu Sumodora, 2600 all. And that is it for our game 3. The standings will remain pretty much as they are. The points will change a little bit, but yeah, as we can see here, will be a 49,700 point first for Isabella. Not really entirely, I wasn't able to check their standings before heading into this game, but you know, maybe possibly they'll put her into contention for placing pretty well in the event.
Yeah, I believe so. It'll be interesting to see how the rankings look after this game.
Yeah, hopefully we can check it, and especially with the people that will be casting for the last table, we'll be able to report kind of who has good shots of, you know, taking home some pretty good prizes.
Yep.
Yeah, so with the 49,700 point first for Isabella, 30,900 point second for Tingkai, 18,800 point third for Edwin, and 600 point fourth for Luke. And yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough game for Luke, I think.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Dealing into the 8,000 right from Tingkai.
Yeah, I had options to, you know, maybe play more defensive, but I really didn't see any options for Luke to be fighting. So
yeah,
pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, it gets a little bit rough, I think, at the beginning when Isabella sumoed on the 6,000 all just to start, and then back and forth. There are a lot of wins between Isabella and Tingkai. And actually, at some point in the game, we have also Ishanten from Kokushi Jusanmen. So that was something I've never seen before as a commentator. But yeah, it was an interesting game overall.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so game 3 is finished. Game 4 coming up next. Please stay tuned while we prepare. We will try to get information again on the table so we can let you guys know a little bit about the players. All right, thank you very much. Hello everyone and welcome back. Game 4 will just be getting underway right now. For our streaming table, we have a very exciting table. Two pros here will be Wenchin Wang from PML as well, and Yumiko from La Palm. So, two pros from the USA headquarters, very exciting. In addition, we will have Vincent from Canada and Sky, who's also from PML. So, do you have any experience playing with? I'm sure you played with Wenchin.
Yeah, I played with Wenchin, definitely Yumiko a lot. And Wenchin, I think we matched with each other twice in the CRMA finals, actually 2 years in a row. So it's always fun to play against Wenchin. His playstyle, I think, pretty rational, pretty solid playstyle. Yumiko is more of an aggressive player, so she will shoot for big hands wherever possible.
I see.
So it'll be quite interesting. I think Sky today started off very, very strong. We actually have live streamed one of her games also. So it'll be exciting to see how the people play it out in the final game.
Yeah. So Wenchin is currently second place overall right now, sitting at 162 points. He is 34.3 points away from first overall, who is Noel. And yeah, so we will see if Wenchin is going to be able to create a kind of lead that will have him taking home this $2,000 cash prize.
Yeah, I think just now talking to Wenchin, he's definitely gonna shoot for first here. There's no meaning in playing safe.
Yeah.
You can't just wait for other people, like for example, like Noel, to fall off. If someone gets first, then you're in great danger.
Yeah, 34 points is pretty good lead, so I think he will need that first in order to get the first overall.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will be heading into the game shortly. Also, some other notes of we've heard some of the players. Vincent is known for always watching M League and sharing the score results in Discord. So very avid watcher. Masa said he wonders when he gets sleep, when he's able to get that sleep. So very dedicated.
Yeah, it actually became a habit for me also just to check the M-League scores when I wake up that he posts, so. And then I stopped caring after I got lost, so.
Okay. Yeah, so some wavering fans here on the cast desk. Yeah, we should be getting into it soon. What other notes do I have? You know, Wenchin got started playing Taiwanese growing up, and during COVID, he was introduced to Ricci by his friend. And if he had an IRL power, it would be that when he Ricci's, he gets animation.
Oh, that's actually a great one.
IRL animation. And we are now starting. Onegaishimasu. So we see Yumiko will be our starting dealer here.
So another fun fact about Yumiko is that she actually only picked up Mahjong, I think, a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
As a hobby, and then she really studied extremely hard and became a pro really quickly after that.
Yeah, I heard she was one of the people from La Palma who was one of the newer players.
Yeah, so she actually took Junko's class to learn Mahjong, so it was very, very impressive.
Yeah, great dedication for her to be able to get to a pro status. Ooh. Yumiko's draw and then having this E2, Ishan 10.
5 pin, so it can be already a very strong start for Yumiko.
Yeah, Aka 2 as well, Pinfu, lots of value there. Wonderful to see another dealer to just run away with the game.
Oh my god, what is that?
Wow. Is that Aka Faiso as well?
Yeah.
Oh my
Aka
god.
3
this
now.
will be the Sonmenchan 369 pin.
Drawing a 9 pin would be the $8,000 starter.
Menpin Aka 3 at the very least. No e-pots. I was almost expecting at that point.
Yeah, really insane draws. The 9-pin actually still 2 in the wall despite Wenchin having a pair of 9-pin. And Wenchin not looking likely. Oh my god!
Draw will draw it.
It's 8,000. Okay, guys, the game is over.
Matter. Will be
oh
the
my god.
Minpin Sumo Aka 3 E2.
Incredible. An 8,000 all start. Well, Wenchin's journey to the first place is looking really rough right now.
Let's review some of the side prizes. What else is there in the list? What do we got going down? What's after first place? Yeah, we'll see Wenchin's journey to
oh my god.
try to recover from here. But yeah,
it's an all-star.
Wenchin can't believe it. I can't believe it. I understand.
It's just like what, 2 minutes into the game?
Oh
and
my.
we have
yeah, and there's
incredible lead.
Yeah, seeing the points tally on screen also is entertaining. Just
funny.
Absolutely change. As we move into East 1 Repeat 1.
See, that's what I said about Yumiko going for high hands, although this one kind of came to
It kind of
her.
played itself, but yeah. The Dora will be the 8-mon.
But then Yumiko having
Dora
again,
3.
3. Let's see if we can create a record here. If she scores another 6,000 all with his hand, this game is getting out of control.
Looks like everyone will be able to use a Dora, so there won't be Dora Pone at all, but still might not need it. We'll be able to go with Tanyao with using that 8-mon as a pair very easily. See if anyone's going to be fast enough to shut this down.
Yumiko here discarding the 6-0, quite an interesting choice, really, to consolidate the use of the red 5 there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering, this is pretty early. So I know there's few people who would, be inclined to cut the penchant kind of.
Yeah, I think this is now the
point in
moment.
time, but
also 6-pin first can be, that's a good defensive play, but again,
yeah, having those 5 Tanya blocks anyways, so
yeah,
it's not going to be an issue.
At a hand that has at least 4,000 all in value. Oh my god.
Wow,
it keeps
amazing.
Connecting, drawing the 5 and then the 4 and then the 6.
That will beat the Ishan 10 there for Yumiko.
Let's see if Sky can catch up to her here. Actually, also in Ishan 10, but a relatively weaker shape.
4 pairs as well. Wenchin looking to speed it up, has those 2 Yaku high pairs.
Oh my god.
But it will be the Tenpai for Yumiko here. 2 5-pin. Ada Yonken, a 1 6-pin in her discards. Dora draw here now.
Yeah, but the 2-pin actually now Wenchin in a pinch, I'd say.
Or if it be the Sozu cut.
Yeah, but
just maintain the strongest blocks here.
It's unlikely that he can stop if he draws the 2 5-pin here.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, heading into Ishan 10 with the 7 pairs. Oh no, actually, sorry, I looked at that wrong. It's the Yiping Anko.
Yeah, Wenchin will keep this safe tile G-high.
So it's really a time bomb at this point. Still 5 in the wall, especially the 2-pin having 3.
Yeah, it pretty much just feels like we're just waiting to see Yumiko win here. Bit of improvement for Wenchin. More tiles that can be called there in the Manzu. But still Autozuke.
Right now everyone is in a pinch. think Sky also, if she draws the 2-5 pin, it's really hard to stop there. Sky actually having
good
some
fill.
prospects here with the 6-7-8 Sanshoku. Wow, the 2-5 pin going really deep in the wall.
Yeah, not any progress for Wenchin's hand either, so...
Sky heading into 10-5, but this is not the draw she wants.
Yeah,
Here.
I think we'll likely see a 9-so and just
Yep.
that Tanyao as well.
Yeah, now officially
5 pairs.
Wenchin's in.
Oh, will be the Dora cut.
Interesting choice, considering that he's going for 7 pairs. Probably seeing that the weight is relatively weak.
And it was also the Haku cut from Wenchin there.
Still the 2-pin having 3 in the wall, well, actually 2 5-pin. This 5-pin looking really dangerous right now. The black 5-pin, once it gets a little bit closer to Tenpai or drawing a better flow tile, it's possible that it comes out.
Oh, would be the 2-mon more than likely here.
So the 8-mon also kind of like concealing information here, but people might have felt that Yumiko might be in Tenpai from the get-go. But now, yeah, actually really dangerous here, the 5-pin. Oh.
Will come out, and that will be the 12,000. I think there's a Aka that was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will be the 12,000, 12,300.
Yeah, it's a 60,000 point first place, just a few minutes into the game.
Wow. Incredible. You know, I think I'll like to start dealer now. From now on. I always used to complain about it, but I guess I shouldn't complain if I get the chance to start it. It's just a skill issue when I'm doing it.
Yeah, incredible start for Yumiko here. Looking really, really strong in this dealership, but then I think this hand slows down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, with the 5-mon being Dora here, as we are in East 1 Repeat 2, we'll see if players are able to build some, very large value with the middle Dora here. Yeah, like you said, Yumiko's hand seems rather slow this time around.
Yeah, we'll see if other players can fight back, although no one seems to be particularly fast. Wenchin with the potential call here, but again, if he wants to shoot for any kind of value, keeping this close is the way to go, but at the cost of speed.
Yeah, I do believe that was 4 pairs for Yumiko, so potential for a Chitoi there for that hand in order to complete it.
Yep, so Wenchin
will call the second.
Yeah, goes for it anyway. Just try to drop Yumiko's dealership, even though he doesn't have another pair in his hand. But then Yumiko connecting on the Kanchan draw.
Yeah, it will be very difficult with the time limit, but if Wenchin could get both of his dealerships, that'd be one of the ways to possibly, play for that overall position.
Yep.
So now 2 players with Yaku high calls.
Yumiko, another Kanchan draw. Actually, now she seems to be the person leading in speed.
Yeah, that upper Sozu is going to be pretty difficult though. You see 2 of those 7-so taken up there by Sky. Be another call here from Wenchin. Now Ishan 10, still looking for that pair. Hopefully upgrade or draw into Nobutan or something like that.
drawing anything in the Sozu side,
Mm-hmm.
or connecting on the floating 6-man here on the Manzu
Yeah.
would again be disaster for other players on the table.
Yeah, I think that would probably be her best bet for improvement, kind of connecting that 6-man into another Tatsu.
A 5-man draw here would be great. You're having a
Yeah,
glimpse of that
definitely.
Sanshoku 1, 2, 3, but then it's too far away at this point in the game,
Mm-hmm.
potentially. Just now, cutting the 2-so can also be an option.
Yeah, Ishan 10 there for Sky. Going to be a call now from Vincent, or we have Yay.
So yeah, right now, having a Dora 3 really just wants to win anything.
And 9-so draw not doing much here. And yeah, those 7-sos are now 3 out. I think one's called, one's held, one's cut. Here's Tempai here for Wenchin. We'll have to take it. Getting a little bit too late. Just looking to move the game along. Will Karagiri the 5-so from his hand.
So yeah, also getting a little bit anxious here. Pawning on the 6-spin actually does make his shape a little bit harder to navigate.
Ooh, there's that
and
draw
now that's
around the
draw.
6-man. And yeah, there's Dora draws and Ipeiko draw as well. I don't know how many 5-man are left. We just saw 2 of them are being held there by Vincent.
Yeah, so yeah, with the pawns, this is also not exactly the shape
Yeah.
that Vincent wants, but you have to take it either way.
So yeah, there are no 6-man left for that wait for Vincent. We see if there are any Dora left.
Chances are, if Wenchin does in fact draw the Dora, then he might switch to something else for defense. But I will see as his hand blocks with how he drew. Deciding if the Shampong is good, but then from his point of view, he can see 3 of the 3 pins. So the 2 pin seems to be a more comfortable weight for him.
Yeah, it makes sense. So Yumiko had cut that 2-so from her hand. A little less acceptance, but maybe not really confident pushing that tile yet. The 4-man, not quite wanting to push it yet.
Yeah, being next to the Dora does make it a little bit scary at this point in the game. Still having the 2 remaining Dora still in the wall, and as I said just now, Wenchin drawing the Dora and folding beautifully here.
Yeah, so there will be another call from Sky here. Now Tempai on that Ryamen. Yeah, this Dora will not be coming out.
Let's see if Yumiko has still one more chance to draw to Tempai.
Yeah, otherwise we will be moving on from East 1.
Wenchin now confirmed that he would not be in Tempai. We'll see what Yumiko draws here. No giddies. So finally the end of her reign here in East 1.
Yep, will be the Futari Tempai, 2-player Tempai, Sky and Vincent.
It is, I think, the best outcome for Yumiko. Obviously, getting hit even with a Mangan Sumo by some other players is not that big of a deal for her right now. But still, being able to leave this dealership in peace is huge for her.
Exactly. Yeah, especially when you have like 4, 5, 6 is Dora.
Yeah.
When I'm dealer, I'm not playing the hand, I'm almost always expecting to eat like Mangan Oyakabari at the very least.
Yeah. But she was very close to completing her hand also with the Yamen, but that eventually did not come together.
Yeah, as we look at all these Ji-Hai in Sky's hand, we'll see if she will hedge towards the Manzu Honitsu.
Yeah, I think
we'll
that's
start with the
the
8-so.
Natural progression of the hand. Wenchin again with a lot of Ji-Hais.
Wow. And the 8-so makes a return. Maybe it was Chitoy.
Yeah, having here really quite a decent hand, I think.
Oh wow, there's an Anko draw here in the 8-pin for Yumiko. Ooh.
Looking to Honitsu Chitoy is also on the menu.
Yeah, Oya Menhon Chitoy would be absolutely insane here. That'd be the first step for Sky making a fight into first. Yeah, will not accept any Pinzu shapes at all, so we are fully committed to this Manzu Honitsu.
Wenchin's hand does have a lot of value, but the shape at this stage is not good enough. Sky decides to go on here, still having the potential of Toi Toi.
Yeah.
All star here for Wenchin, but 2 of them are floating tiles right now.
Yeah. Katsu or E-pin are both fine options there. Yeah, overpaired here for Vincent. Just decides to cut one. Oh, this 3-so is interesting. Yeah, that would be the 6-pin cut from Wenchin.
Yumiko drawing actually the key 7 mon that Sky wanted. Sky here pongs. So slowly heading towards Tenpai, but also the potential to switch over to Toi Toi.
Oh, this is interesting. Potential
3 now.
no baton and also that Dora draw makes the handshake much better for Wenchin. Yeah, Sky is Ishan 10.
Yeah, I think
There's the 7-mon.
Yeah, the neck of the 7-mon makes it really hard for Sky to play this. Wenchin actually here, cutting the 2-pin can be an option.
Yeah.
Decides to still cut it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, but here's the Tenpai here for Sky. I wonder if, not sure how many of the 8-9 mon are left still. Going, taking the Pwn is kind of in the cards for her or not. There's one of the 8 mon there.
Yeah, his hand's still not exactly coming together. Tumon gets a little bit scary from Yumiko's perspective, and she doesn't really want to feed to the Shimocha.
Yeah. Also having that Dora kind of in her hand is slowing her down. So
still
likely
kind
to see defensive-ish play, but
yeah, I think so. But still kind of able to see the 678 Sanjoku on the horizon, although that will require a lot of pushing.
Yeah, Wenchin would really like this 4-so.
There's nothing this guy can do with this 4-mon. Yeah, the rough thing is that the I think the 8-mon is already gone, so chances of her being able to switch to Toi Toi also is not looking so good.
And we saw the 2-pin cut from Wenchin, thinking it's the 8-pin better than the 3-pin, choosing between Kanchan.
So if the 5-mon comes out at this point, I think Sky is likely to call.
Yeah, this is a hard position from Wenchin, but kind of in his overall standing, if first is his goal, like, he would have to be able to just push this and make it out, in my opinion.
Yeah, here just decided to fold with the 5-mon here.
It's still Ishan 10, so.
Yeah. Yumiko really not letting anyone leave this unscathed.
I feel like it'd really take a miracle though for Yumiko to get into Tenpai from there.
Yeah, still having held on to the door 7-pin for so long does make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, that early 9-pin cut also just makes it really difficult, but you know, possibly just try to search out these real Kyoku payments. That's one way. So this is Ishan 10.
Yeah, so many pairs. Once again, 1-so can be an option here with the Tanya, with the Ipeiko. Decides to not take the double acceptance 6-7 so. No, Yumiko has way too many options. The 6-mon does look a little bit suspicious.
Will just be the 8-pin.
Yeah, drawing the 6-mon probably would mean the end
that's
of this
it.
hand.
Yeah, we're pretty much just all but waiting for the Ryokyoku. Yeah, and that's it.
You're not getting to Tenpai. I'm guessing 9-pin can be an option here.
Off for the 2-so.
Now allows Yumiko to cheat, and now actually Yumiko going for the Tenpai here with the 6-mon push.
Wow.
Wow, so that's really an aggressive position, knowing that the dealer is in fact honing into Tenpai.
Wow, very aggressive play, but
Yeah.
we'll get out with the Ryokyoku payment.
Does
Great
work
push by
out.
Yumiko.
Yep.
And as we are now into Homba 4, East 2 Homba 4.
Yeah, these Homba sticks really start to mean something
Yeah.
in terms of the value of the hand.
Yeah, throw a couple Ricci sticks into the mix, and then all of a sudden, yeah, the win is much different than you expected it initially. Yeah, we'll see how many more Homba we can add to this. Whoa, Wenchin with the starting Haku Anko.
Yep. Will be a good start for him.
See how long he'll wait until calling certain shapes. In this position, Matthew, would you just begin to call any bad shapes, like any of the Kanchan?
I think at this point it's still a little bit early.
Uh-huh.
You really do want to still try to shoot for Ricci. Your shape is not super bad, but then maybe like a few more thousand.
You'd be
It's a good
inclined
time
to
to
call
consider.
maybe like the shape with Dora, like the 5-7 one.
Yeah, that can be. That's the one that you really want to call the most, but then the 6-mon is unlikely to come out anytime soon. So.
Yeah. As we see 2 6-mon here being held by Sky.
Although as I said it, then Sky cuts the 6-mon over there.
Yeah, so there's 3 6-mon that are already gone.
Wenchin caught in a shape where he cannot use the Dora. Really hoping to draw something over there.
Might be his saving grace because it looks like the 6-mon only very scarce, only 1 left anyways.
Yeah, Yumiko actually slowly brewing a crazy hand with the Junchang. This is a little bit tricky. She's still looking at the Junchang, but then with the down man, it becomes a little bit hard to compromise.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where Yumiko was in the standings before this, so I wonder if a very large first would be able to put her in contention for anything. As Sky extends this Pinzu shape here.
Yeah, but Sky's already cut the 2-pin, 1-pin. Let's make this shape a little bit weaker than usual.
Wenchin filling here.
Here, 5-7 so can be one of his options, which he does. But then, as you said, the 6-mon not looking super hot right now.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how many 4-mon are left either.
So the 8-pin is pretty 10, but the 7-pin, even though it normally is a very good tile at this point, not as good anymore.
I think there are 2 4-mon left in the wall, 1 cut and 1 is our indicator. Tune pair here for Vincent.
An interesting choice to break up 7, 8, 9.
Ooh, well with the Aka draw, Wenchin now will cut it and be on the 6-pin Kanchan.
It's a very, very patient play by Wenchin.
See 2 of them being held here by Yumiko, 1 by Sky.
Sky was actually considering to call for a brief moment, but then it makes it a little bit hard for her to get anywhere if she calls here.
Yeah, so there's 1 6-pin left in the wall. We'll see if Wenchin can conjure it into his hand. He desperately needs something here to fight for in those overall standings.
Yeah, and Yumiko here is still somewhat fighting to get into Tenpai with 7 pairs, but not looking super good right now. Sky also.
Yeah, Sky as well.
Something.
Yeah, once one player has Chitoy, all players have Chitoy. That kind of rule. Does not have to break a pair quite yet.
Sky here really wants to fight.
Yeah.
With the dealership on the line.
Yeah, it's really rough to let go of your dealership. You're not expecting, or you shouldn't expect to have a second one kind of at this point after how many repeats we've already had.
So here, Ye's cut of the 8-pin really does cost him a little bit, breaking up to 7, 8, 9. But then actually, Wenchin does in fact Zumo with the Ura 3.
Ura 3? That will be the Reach Sumo Dora 4 from Wenchin, 3,000, 6,000.
This is
wow,
a great,
finding the last 6-pin in the wall, Wenchin here.
Yeah, great first step to reclaiming the first place, even though he still has a long way to go. But then the 3,000, 6,000 here is really big, at least give him some fighting chances.
And those 400 extra as well from the 3 players. Yeah, that's one of the things I learned from in-person play of Wenchin. You should not necessarily count this guy out from Yaktening you from any point situation.
Yep.
I never do in general, but especially at the table with him, I don't take any lead for granted.
Well, that tells you how strong of a player he is.
As we are now moving into East 3, there are no longer as many Homba sticks on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vincent not with the fastest hand. We'll see how that hand is able to develop. Lots of kanchan, penchan. See if those difficult fills occur.
Yumiko having the Dora Dora. Probably shooting for 7 pairs for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one fill there for Vincent.
Okay, now looking, this actually solves one of the slowest part of her hand.
Yeah, overblocked here as well for Sky. We'll cut that kanchan, just move towards the center. Yeah, Wenchin as well with a lot of Tanya blocks options. Yeah, Yumiko now with the 4 pairs, 1 Anko.
Seems that Yumiko is slowly speeding up with those draws, and Wenchin is looking to repeat his dealership right here because it's likely that there's not a second time.
Yeah.
Going for Tanya here potentially, but also just completely disregarding the possibilities of 7 pairs.
Ooh, here we go.
Yumiko 7 pairs, Ishanten.
Yeah, is there any pawn that you would like to take? Would you ever go toy from this position?
Yeah, it's actually I would think anything for 6-0, 7-0, and south.
Yeah.
Could be pawnable.
Mm-hmm.
But then that draw, it's now looking
That's very
less
interesting.
enticing. Actually, Yumiko going
Yeah,
actually a little bit greedy also
Uh-huh.
with the improvement on the 6-man rather than taking a better Ishanten shape. So really, really ambitious right now.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any kind of point.
And then that backfires.
Oh, the Tenpai miss there
Yes.
for Yumiko.
That was really rough.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if there's any kind of point, situation she has in mind that she's shooting for,
Yeah.
or any certain kind of value that she's
It's
trying to shoot for.
yeah, I think just now it was more of
Just pure greed.
I mean, I would say it's like a lot of awareness for the bad shape, a little bit too much
That's fair,
awareness.
yeah.
So in the end, that ended up costing her. I think this can be quite an important draw there. So once this chance is missed, it's really hard to say whether you will get another chance to redeem yourself.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we will see if another player is able to reach Tenpai before.
Yeah, Wenchin here looking at the 4-5-6 Anchaku. Really wants to do something with it.
See the chi here from Wenchin. Has enough blocks, able to Saki Giri that 5-pin. Keep the 9-mon in hand.
Sky
Oh, great
actually
fill.
having a good hand.
And yeah, Vincent will not let go of this Aka 5-so. Starting to seem like it's getting to the point where it's inhibiting the speed a little bit.
Sky having a really, really wide Ishanten at this point.
Yeah, with that 3-4-5 as well. It will be the call now from Vincent.
Oh, the 5 Sotanki. Well, he still has chances to improve the shape, but
Yeah, was very committed to that.
yeah, quite a bold choice there.
Yeah, pretty hard decision to make where you...
Yumiko
Oh,
eventually
here's the
getting
Tenpai.
to Tenpai.
Yeah, will be the Champon for Yumiko. 9 pin and non, the Dora south. Oh, and well, the Formon was called, so
Yeah,
it's not a Ipatsu miss, or
he was really
it's not
left
really a
with
backfire,
not
but
a lot of choices.
yeah, we'll see if Wenchin's willing to push the 3 so.
Yeah, Steeler basically you almost always push in this kind of situation. You have good weight. You have everything working in your favor so far. Sky finally chasing. It's not the Sanshoku that she was looking for, but definitely taking the good shape, Reichi.
Yeah, Menton pin for Sky. Here's another Tenpai here for Vincent. Has options for 5 mon or 3 so.
Currently it's an all-out brawl with all 4 players in Tenpai.
And will be the 5 mon.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Now Kanchan weight 4 so for Vincent. 2 players on 4 so. Wenchin with his 4-7 so weight. Oh, but it's the sumo for Yumiko. Eight sumo Dora 2. It will be the 2,000, 4,000 here for Yumiko.
Still on a roll,
Just
even
cannot stop
though
winning.
she missed the initial Tenpai. Still made it work somehow in the end.
Yeah, which other ways could that have been even more impressive?
Yeah.
Just saw Nanko on top of it or something somehow if the hand went that direction, but I mean, gonna be very happy with the Vongun here.
Yeah, wow, incredible.
Yeah. Well, now it's finally able to move into Wenchin's dealership, so we'll see if he can make any magic here. If he'll be able to keep Renchoning and keep his dealership for the rest of the time period as well.
Yeah, being the north seat does make it quite hard for you to come back. But here actually having a great hand, I think.
Yeah, very centered tiles with Haku being our Dora here, the white dragon. See a Hatsu pair here for Vincent. Oh yeah, Wenchin's hand seems almost always Tanyao.
Yep. Does look very promising. Has to at least take some points back right here.
Yeah, and now Haku's gonna be discarded. See how much longer the one in Wenchin's hand remains.
Yep.
Probably will just play purely efficient until it starts to inhibit that. We'll see if it's okay.
So
Will
just
be
now-
the double tone possibility cut there. We'll retain Dora.
Just now we have the announcement that there are only 5 minutes left. Oh, sorry,
wow.
10 minutes left. So Wenchin really needs to keep his dealership going, and he might as well do it with this hand.
Yeah. Definitely want to be closed here and definitely want to be able to use that Dora. Just like need to have any value kind of come into your hand with the amount of time that's remaining.
Sky here, shape's still looking too early to say anything about.
Yeah. This guy with a lot of Tanyao blocks as well. Wonder how long she will be trying to play for the overtake on Wenchin.
Oh, but now the 7-pin draw is very key. Let's see if she is trying to shoot for more value. In theory, the 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku is still alive, but not easy to put together. Wenchin really needs to draw something.
Yeah.
Again, Yumiko here letting go of the extra acceptance from the 8-mon, but instead still trying to shoot for any kind of improvement using the 6-pin.
Yeah, and Vincent has been skipping the Yakuhai calls, so I mean, which very much makes sense kind of in this point situation.
Yeah.
You know, either you're able to hit value or not.
Yumiko here actually just not even going to be in Tenpai, just trying to go for improvement again on the pins side. Wenchin.
There's a draw there for Wenchin.
Yeah, gets the draw for now, but really wants to reach you when the weight is a little bit better. You have very strong shapes here with the 4-man, with the 2, 3, 4, 5 on the Sozu side.
Yeah, these central Tanya tiles are key.
Again, Yumiko just because of her awareness of the bad shapes. I don't think this is going to cost her the game, but it does ended up costing her quite a lot of wins.
And now there's an option here for Wenchin.
Not something Wenchin likes to draw because the 1-so would mean he would have no Tanya.
Yeah.
Better we draw something like a 3-man. Well, actually a 3-man is already 3-10, but then decides to not go with it.
Yeah, pretty hard decision to make there. Starting to come up on the end of the second row. So I think Wenchin will just be prioritizing the repeat.
Yeah. Still pretty rough to try to overtake 40,000 points.
Yeah.
But then wins here with the 4-man cut off of Sky. I think this is Tanya Aka, which is 3,900.
Yeah, will be the 3,900 here for Wenchin. Will be able to repeat the dealer, which was his main priority.
Yep.
Hopefully able to make the last hand or 2 hands here count. And you know, taking second not necessarily a bad thing. There's still a chance to be first overall depending on how Noel's game goes. So, you know, if there's no chance of getting first here, just getting a solid second is definitely, you know, the best thing to do. You would like to increase your chances any way possible.
Yeah, but this hand also looking incredibly strong for Wenchin, keeping his hopes alive with this.
Yeah, with the 6 hoping Dora here, and our repeat 1, it's definitely a lot of chances for value.
Now the 3-pin, not exactly a very pleasant tile to draw.
Yeah, especially with his Sanshoku kind of peeking. You don't want extra tiles in that shape.
Yeah, but now I think Wenchin discarding the 3-so would mean that he is giving up on the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku potentially. From the shape is also difficult to put it together. 5 minutes remaining. Hopefully we'll see another game after this one. Depends on how fast Wenchin really needs to seal his deal.
Yeah. The great draw there for Vincent. Trying Dora, improving that upper Sozu shape.
Wenchin one shot, I think Ishanten from Tingkai.
Sky making Menton Pin there.
Yeah, for Sky again, the point difference is a little bit too big. But then obviously, if she manages to draw something big, it's still entirely possible for her to come back and take over Wenchin's second place.
Perfect Ishanten here now for Sky, but will have to cut Dora for some of those Tenpais, so we will see.
We'll see if Wenchin can get there first before Sky does something, or maybe even Yumiko.
Yeah, great fill there.
She just drew the 7-mon, which is the neck of her hand.
You should always expect Yumiko to have a chance to win the hand.
Yeah.
Will be one of the penchants being cut here for Vincent. Yeah, Wenchin just really praying for this repeat here.
Oh my god. Now a Liaomen for Yumiko, still going very strong this late in the game despite having 66,000 points.
Yeah, so many players here, just so close. Still not Tenpai for Wenchin.
Time is running out for Wenchin.
Yeah, he will have to score as well. Score, exchange the points, and get those tiles in order to have the repeat.
Yeah, this guy pretty interestingly discarded the Tuso, which means she's letting go of the 3-sided weight here, going for Tanyao. Yeah, bit by bit, kind of coming back into this game. But then Wenchin finally gets his draw. Actually, here, a pretty big one, Takame Ipeiko. Going full defensive right now. There's really no reason to risk anything.
Yeah, we're not coming up, or we don't have too much time left, so we'll see if Wenchin able to sumo this in order to get that repeat in time.
Yeah, Sky here pushing a little bit, although the 5 so oh my god!
Oh, it's the Ipatsumo for Wenchin!
And now
his Takame 6-pin. I'm not sure what the Ura is, but that's at least Ipatsumo Menpin Ipeiko.
Yeah, I think
looks like 4,000 all.
Yeah,
it was 4,100 all.
It's probably Hatsu is what I guess. Wenchin actually has hope staying alive now. Yumiko within the range of a practical win.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not. I think there was either 1 or 0 9-pin left, and then a couple of the 6-pin.
Yeah, it's like you'll never know what happens until the very end.
Yeah. All right, so this will definitely be, unless the Chiho or something, but this will certainly be the last hand here.
Yep. Here, Wenchin needs a 6,000 all to overtake Yumiko.
Yeah.
Not looking super likely with this hand, but we'll never know.
Yeah, we just had the 1-minute warning occur here. And that is a lot of Sozu shapes there for Sky. We'll definitely be hedging there, but has a Dora 8-mon there, so we'll be see if that shape gets cut.
Wenchin trying to shift for the Itzu. If he manages to put that together with a Dora, with something else, it's still possible for him to take first in this match and potentially the entire tournament.
Yeah, see if Wenchin can add another tournament win to his list. When we were in Japan, he won the RTD tournament, the highest single scorer overall. A lot of Sozu as well for Wenchin.
Yeah, also with the 789 Sanshoku that goes with the 8-mon Dora.
I think at this point, well, there's still Yakten chance for Vincent to overtake Sky. We'll be taking any Tenpai possible there.
Now Yumiko slowly edging towards Tenpai, but not there just yet.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any certain draws that will make Sky cut this 8-9 Mon Penchon.
It does seem that Yumiko here actually still holding on to that Dora, not letting go. Quite interesting.
Yeah.
Instead of going for a fast win.
Ooh, and here it is. Sky breaking that Monzu shape. Committed to either pairing up that Dora or it will come out eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little hard for Wenchin. Definitely, like, E2 seems like one of the only pass here. E2 or Sanchoku, so 2-pin doesn't do too much.
Yeah, let's see.
Also,
how...
4-pin was previously cut, so I was wondering if maybe he was thinking if that tile was dangerous or something along those lines.
Yeah, here's still into Shanten, but
and Vincent with the pairs not necessarily defined yet, kind of with that 2-3-3 4-pin shape.
Sure, cutting the 1-so or the 7-9 pin can be an option. Now drawing the 6-mon, accepting the Dora here, so he's looking at potentially リーズもピンフ、イッツ、ドライツ。
Yeah, I think there might be one Dora left. Otherwise, the only person Adora might come out from is Sky if she is Menhone in the Sozu.
Yumiko actually having a lot of value, but decided to cut the 4-mon, which makes it a little bit harder to complete that Sanshoku of 4, 5, 6. Although she really doesn't need it right now.
Wow.
Wenchin actually slowly putting it together, actually drawing the 7-so, and then Zamoing can bring Yumiko down.
Oh, there's the 8-so cut now from Sky.
And here, getting the 3-so, yeah, seems to be the most natural.
Yeah, there's one 8-so left in the wall, but that's all Wenchin needs, just one tile.
Yumiko just completely determined to not cut the Dora until the end of the game.
Yeah. It's a chance to follow maybe when Sky cut it, but
It is also likely that she can get to Tenpai without having to cut the Dora. That's also possible. So
yeah.
1 Shanten or E Shanten from Menhong.
Now with the 5-so pair up, options are 2S or Tsumogiri, and it will be the 2-so.
4-so is not what Wenchin was looking for.
Yeah, Tsumogiri's fine. We'll see.
Waiting for the 7-so. Oh my god.
Wow.
So now Sanko, Menhong, and actually Ishanten from Sanko, Tanki.
I guess that's another one of Wenchin's conditions, a direct hit to something large to Yumiko.
That's true.
Drag her under, give Wenchin score.
Yeah, but that will require a hand of at least Sanbaimon.
Yeah.
Which is not super practical. Yumiko likely just folding as usual here. There's no reason to push whatsoever. Sky not connecting on the Sanko or the Sanko.
Yeah. Not sure if there's one more 6-so left in the wall or not. Yeah, looks like Wenchin will just be maximizing the Tenpai Ryokyoku payments. Well, that was the last draw, so that's going to be it. It's going to be the Hitori Tenpai, 1,000 all to Sky. And we'll see if 40,000 is enough for Wenchin. We'll get to find out how Noel did.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. To be fair, a 40,000 point second place is still really big.
Yeah.
I think that's still plus 20.4 for Wenchin, and if Noel gets anything less than a second place, then Wenchin has a good shot to first place here.
Yeah, but impressive, very impressive. Huge showing from Yumiko, huge values, huge East 1 dealer,
Yeah.
and able to sneak out a lot of hands too that I wasn't expecting that she's going to be able to fight and win.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, obviously the draws are working in her favor a lot of the time. As you can see, she pushes also the 6th man to get to Tenpai in the face of a dealer Hongyizi, so that's also I'd say some signature moves of her play style. Just moving forward, which is good.
Yeah.
In Mahjong, you have to win your hands in order to win the game, instead of just folding everything.
Yeah. You see Yumiko very happy with that result.
Alright, so I think the points here are finalized.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So yeah, all games have finished. We are now pretty much waiting the final tally. All the tables that are currently finishing, the judges are going around to finalize scores and put it into our system. And yeah, so tell me about how before I got to get onto cast here today, how were the initial games that you were able to cast?
Yeah, I think games 1 and 2 really did demonstrate, a high level of play from a lot of participants. Yeah, quite interesting choices also. I think particularly in game 2, there's this one game where the dealer was waiting on the Dora Pe Tanki, and then one of the other players really skillfully evaded that weight and changed his weight into the same weight as well. So that was pretty spectacular to watch, I'd say. Yeah, and then I think games 3 and 4 we just casted. They're both really interesting, right? Just now, game 4, Yumiko off to an incredible start in East 1, and then Wenchin slowly fighting back, but in the end, the huge lead that Yumiko got prevailed. So
yeah, I mean, we got to see some people who are like huge names in the English sphere for Mahjong. We had a couple pros. We had ARML broadcast director. We had Ryosin representative. So yeah, very strong players, and very well-known names, people in this community. So really excited to be able to cast these people, and a lot of them that I know myself.
yeah, it's been a really fun day, I'd say. I hope it's the same for our viewers. Yeah, we'll see when the results come in.
Yeah. What else? What else we got? I guess we'll just go through the fun spreadsheet. We can go through certain people's responses of what they would have liked to have as their sake power, their Mahjong
superpower. I see.
Yeah. Surely this could be an entire segment on its own.
Yeah, I like the fact that Wenchin said that he wanted to have animation on his spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Or some.
Alright, who we got? Okay. Jeff Tran says his superpower would be to always pass a dangerous tile against someone's Riichi on Ipatsu.
I think that's the ability of Momo, the one that plays stealth.
Oh,
not
that's fair.
detected.
That's fair.
Yeah, so.
But that's like
That
an
would be
always
good.
thing as opposed to
Yeah,
only on
yeah, it's not.
Ipatsu. But yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got? We got any fun ones?
Jay?
Yeah. Jay didn't respond.
Oh. It's a shame.
No fun, no fun.
I do have a
what about
sake
you?
superpower in real life, though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, when it
Is it
goes...
something besides Mopai?
No, it's, I mean, yeah, but it's, whenever it goes to the south round,
Uh-huh.
suddenly my hands become better.
Oh really?
There's like a recurring myth in La Palme where if you wanna like beat me to the ground, it's better to play with time limit.
Yeah, I was gonna say to
Yeah,
time you
so
out.
that-
Yeah.
Which
So
is
you
why
wouldn't be
I'm
able to.
not playing
That's
in
what.
this
Okay.
tournament.
So now we learned something today. This is why. Yeah. So we won't see you in subsequent years playing for the tournaments either.
Yeah, I'm guessing, as long as there's a time limit. Yeah, but apparently once it gets to south, the flow of my game starts to change. That's a myth.
Yeah, supposedly myth,
Yep.
but yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I think, are the results coming in? I'm guessing the
Can maybe
scores
take a
have
peek here?
been locked.
There are probably a couple more tables that are underway for scoring, but we won't spoil the overall until everyone is ready.
Right.
Looks like we got them here.
Yeah, we're
And I'm not sure if we're heading to.
the award ceremony now
Yep.
is shown on screen.
All right, so Kenji will be going through the overall scores here now. I believe they are showing them. So we're starting with number 9, that is Tianshen with 100.6 points. Oh, we're doing 9 through 16?
For some reason.
I think
now.
we
Yeah,
might be
I'm
doing 9
probably
through
at
16. So, yeah, number 10 is David Pro with 98.2.
Just now we also had number 11, Gavin, and then number 12, Mark.
Number 13 being Yihan with 91.3. Number 14, Natsuko with 90.7. And yeah, that first from Yumiko, able to put her into 15th place.
Yeah, that's really
So overall, she had 88.2 points. 16th place, William with 87.7, William S. Number 17, 17th place, Rachel H. With 84.3 points. 18th place, Dustin with 83.6 points. Number 19, Lewis Q with 79.8 points. 20th, Claire with 78.7 points. Number 21, Jiannan with 78.1 points. I will just be doing just the placements from now on. 22nd is Stanley D. 23rd, Kenyon L. 24th, Edwin D. 25th, Shennet Y. 26th, Christopher R. 27th, Melissa F. 28th, Takahiro S. 29th, Edward K. I seem to have gotten a little bit ahead. Can you catch up now?
Just now, Christopher won a Sanko this morning.
I'm not entirely sure how many Yakuman there were today in total. I at least heard 2.
Yeah, there are 2, I think.
Oh, okay. So it was the Sho Sushi and the Suanko.
Yeah.
I believe I left off at 29th maybe?
Yeah.
It was Edward K. Uh, 30th is Alan Z. 31st was Sean D. 32nd was Kian Yu. 33rd was Cole. 34th, Rizeng Pro. 35th, Quincy. 36th, Logan is Logan Pro. 37th, Yunzi.
Yeah, Logan here won the Sho Sushi for today.
Oh yeah. No Yakuman bonuses this time around. Maybe
I
next
know.
time.
Maybe they should have made like medals or something for it.
Or prizes or something like that. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. 38th was Jackson. 39th, Muhuan. Number 40 is Kevin M. 41, Satoshi. 42, Junin, or also Adrian Pro. 43rd, Toshihiro. 44th, Ethan. 45th, Zihang. Oh, we skipped a couple.
For some reason.
The 46th is Eric C. 47th was Kong. Kenji's now going back to the couple that he missed. It's okay, it's a long list. It's easy to get lost.
Yeah.
And 48th is Isabella. 49th was Irie. 50th, Yuhong. 'Are we announcing the top
Yeah,
8 now?
I believe it's top 8 right
Okay.
now.
So I believe we only announced either the top 50 or the positive scores. What are the two? We will now be announcing the top 8. So in 8th place, was Nuna with 109.2 points. 7th place, Yusu with 113.5 points. In 6th place, we have Kate D with 119.8 points. 5th, we have Rith K with 127.6 points. Now heading in our top 4, we have in 4th place, we have Laura K with 135.8 points. And in 3rd place, we have J Pro with 161.2 points. Now 2nd place, we're building the suspense. Can you feel it, chat?
So I think we'll see if Wenchin's 2nd place is good enough in the last game.
Oh, they haven't put in the scores. So in 2nd, at the end of the day, seems like second place was Wenchin. And heading on stage now, Noel and Wenchin. I couldn't entirely hear, but I believe Wenchin was second overall.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Wenchin in the end is a valiant fight in the last Hanjan against Yumiko's lead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not able to propel him to first place with the 20 points from the game.
Yeah, and here, so we see the check being handed, $2,000 check from Mahjong Stars to Noel, our first place player, with over 200 points, 200.8.
Yeah, it's very impressive score. I
Yeah,
think
absolutely
it's
impressive.
probably
In 4
coming
games.
from probably coming from 3 first places and 1 second place.
So Noel saying they're very thankful for the win here, and also their thanks for Rising Pro for teaching them. I know they're both from Seattle and they're
That's
both
cool.
very close,
That's
so
cool.
it's definitely very endearing to see the people you're really close to do well. So.
Yep. I think Reason Pro also did fairly well in this tournament.
So yeah, congratulations there to Noel.
Yep.
So question is, what do you do with a check like that?
We can we buy a table? All right.
No, I meant physically. What do you do
Oh,
with
with
a
a
check?
check.
But
Yeah.
but yeah. So that's it. That's our scores, and those are our winners. Yeah, that's it for us today. I was very happy to cast with Matthew. We've been doing a little bit of practice, online, so it's good to be able to do it in person.
Yeah. It's been a privilege.
Yeah, but we'll be back tomorrow with the AMOS Cup. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigatou gozaimashita. Goodbye.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.